everybody. In this video, we're going to talk about how to find the deposit in a savings annuities problem. So take a deep breath and let's make this math easy. All right, so suppose you want to have $1 million saved for retirement in 30 years. If the savings account that you're putting your money in earns 3% interest, how much would you need to deposit monthly in order to meet your goal? So here we have $1 million as our final goal. We're trying to end up with $1 million. And so this is what A equals. So I'm going to say A equals 1 million. And then I'm saving for 30 years, so T is going to equal 30. And my account is going to earn 3% interest, so that will be my R. And then the question is how much will I need to deposit? So D is what I'm looking for. Now, because I'm depositing monthly and the deposit rate has to match the compounding rate, I also know that K is going to equal 12 in this problem. So I have all of these variables and I'm looking for D. So when I substitute these numbers into the equation, I get 1 million equals my deposit, which is what I'm looking for, times 1 plus 0.03 divided by 12 raised to an exponent of 30 times 12. And then I'll subtract 1 from that, because that's what the formula has me do. And then I'll have 0.03 divided by 12 on the bottom. So essentially what I want to do here is I want to simplify all of this stuff on the right-hand side until I have D times something. So I'm going to simplify all of this stuff, and then I'll divide by that stuff to get D by itself. So to do this, let's make our pre-calculations. I know that 30 times 12 equals 360. So I'm going to cross that out and write 360. And then I'm also going to calculate 0.03 divided by 12. And that equals 0.0025. So I do my little pre-calculations. And this decimal that I just calculated is also this fraction right here. So I'll now add 1 to that. And that gives me this decimal. So that's the stuff inside of this set of parentheses. Then I'll raise this to an exponent of 360. And that gives me this decimal. Then I'll subtract 1. And this number is basically the stuff that's inside of these big parentheses. So now that I have that number, I can divide that number by this decimal. And when I do that, divide by that, I get, let's see, 582.73688, etc. So I'm just going to write that down. So what I've figured out so far is I have 1 million equals this number times D. So I have D times 582.7368845. And again, make sure you keep about 6 decimal places to keep your number accurate, or you can keep it stored in your calculator. So to find out what D equals, I need to divide both sides of the equation by this 582 number. So you could type in your calculator and do 1 million divided by the number we've written down, or you can keep this number in your calculator and click the reciprocal button, which will figure out what 1 divided by the number is, and then I'll multiply that by 1 million. So if I multiply that by 1 million, I end up with the result that the deposit needs to be $1,716.04. And at this point, because this is my answer, it's okay to round it to just 2 decimal places. And so that would be my monthly deposit that I need to make if I want to have $1 million saved for retirement in 30 years. So why don't you go ahead and try this problem on your own and then restart the video to see what the answer is. All right, so on this problem, the answer that you should have ended up with is that the deposit needs to be $348.25. So if you didn't get that answer, go back and try your calculations again. And if you need to, you can go back on this video to see how I solved the previous problem. And by the way, if you're getting a number that's close to this, but not exactly this, then that means that you're rounding too much and you need to include a few more decimal places in your calculations.